Jai Shri Krishna Guru, thank you for joining Sai Satcharita Parayan. I hope you had a wonderful day today. So we'll begin from where we stopped. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Saraswataya Namaha, Om Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurube Namaha. Shri Sai Satcharita, the life and teachings of Shirdi, Sai Baba. Today we will be beginning a new chapter, that is chapter 45. It is Greatness of the Guru's Feet. Oh my God, this is a very powerful chapter. So let us see what Baba has in store for us. My obeisance to Shri Ganesh, to Shri Saraswati and Shri Guru Maharaj, to the family deity, to Shri Sita Ramachandra, my most humble obeisance. I bow in reverence to the most venerable Guru, Shri Sai Nath. He who prompted the writing of his own life story as he quite casually set up the quern to grind corn, thereby guiding his devotees on the path of righteousness. Oh, how remarkable is his skill! The Guru is even more powerful than moksha, which is the greatest of the four ultimate goals of human life. And when the holy water, teeth of the feet of such a Guru is taken, moksha comes home quite imperceptibly. Oh my God, this itself is a clean bowl. Let me explain what this means. The Guru is even more powerful than moksha. Oh my God, what does this mean? I'm going to say the stotram. Dhyana moolam Gurur Murti. Puja moolam Gurur Padam. Mantra moolam Gurur Vakyam. Moksha moolam Gurur Krupam. So the moksha is only possible with the grace of the Guru. But here it is being mentioned, the Guru is more powerful than moksha. What does it mean? See, people talk about attaining liberation. I'm sure those who are listening, and if you are on the path of spirituality, and if you have read some of the scriptures, there is one word which is used continuously. We have to strive for our liberation. What does liberation mean? Let us first understand what is moksha. Liberation or moksha simply means that you will, get dissolved in the Brahman, which is Parabrahma, which means there is no more birth and death for you. There is no cycle of birth and death. So you have absorbed yourself, completely, you're merged in the Parabrahma. But that is not what this means. Guru is even more powerful than liberation. See, when I say this, what does it mean is, Guru is the doorway to God. So Guru is even more powerful than moksha. God is beyond moksha. What does this mean? So if you attain liberation, then you cannot realize God. You have only sanctioned yourself the permanent, the permanent attainment of Parabrahma, where you are not going to be born again. So you have completely cut off from the cycle of birth and death. So that is moksha. But Guru is greater than moksha, which means God realization is possible only when you go beyond that. So attaining Lord Shri Krishna means there is no moksha. If you attain moksha, then you cannot realize the God. So Guru is that Parabrahma, God himself. So God realization is much powerful than moksha itself. This is the profound truth. People always keep saying, I want to attain liberation. There's nothing in liberation. Liberation is simply for those who don't want to come back again, who don't want to be born again. But this human birth is so beautiful that only through the human birth can you realize God, can you love God, can you have devotion to Him, sing the glories of Him. See, every single day I keep telling my Krishna Guruji, I don't want to live in this material world. But you know what? The sweetness is that it is to go through that process. See, this process is painful. But if you don't have that experience, how does this understanding of this knowledge come? How do you experience what love means? What does devotion means? If you don't cry, if you don't go through that process and attaining the devotion and then feeling intensely through this beautiful body called temple, this is the temple through which you will realize that God, Lord Shri Krishna has said, He lives in your heart. How do you realize Him? How do you attain devotion to Him if you don't go through that purification process you have to go through? Yes, it is painful. But how do you understand this truth? only through this human birth. So what use is it of attaining liberation? Liberation has no value. Devotion has the highest value. That is why everybody, Lord Shri Krishna, to everyone says, love and devotion is the path, bhakti marg. Lord Shri Krishna is the only way to attain Lord Shri Krishna is through love and devotion. There is no other way. Please understand, though he is all pervading, he is the essence in every aspect. Even moksha is within him only. That is just an essence of him. But you can't attain him. The only way to attain him is through love and devotion. So Guru is greater than moksha, which is the greatest of the four ultimate goals of human life. Absolutely. So the highest form of the human birth, when you attain a human life, there are four different ultimate goals of human life. Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha. So the last one is Moksha. So you have to go through that. So attaining that is the highest goal of the human life. But it's saying the Guru is greater than this Moksha also. And when the holy water, the teeth of the feet of such a Guru is taken, Moksha comes home quite easily. You don't even have to strive for it. Imperceptibly means you can't even perceive it. It just comes to you. That is what is mentioned. And what does holy teeth of the lotus feet of the Guru, the water which is wash the holy feet of the Guru means? I'll tell you a very beautiful story. I have already narrated, but I'm actually going to once again narrate here. There is a devotee of the Lord called Pundalik. Now, I'm going to cut this story short. So he didn't ill-treat his wife was ill-treating his parents badly. And so one day his parents leave his home and go away. They're very fed up with him because his son is not doing anything, and his wife was treating their old parents very, very badly. So they just go away to Banaras. And then his wife says, oh, who is going to do the household work? Go bring your parents and come. So this person, Kundalik, goes to bring back his parents. Now, while he was searching for his parents and he couldn't find his parents, at night he was resting near the Kukud Swami's ashram. He was just taking rest over there at night. And during that night, at that time, he saw three women, very dirty looking. The clothes are ugly, it's very dirty, and walking into Kukud Swami's ashram. So he just follows them and sees who are these so ugly looking women that were at midnight they are walking to Kukud Swami's ashram. So he just follows them to see who these are, what they are doing here. And then he sees that all these three women, they are sweeping the Kukud Swami's ashram, they are cleaning, they're washing his, clothes, they're dusting, they're doing everything. They're making his bed, they're cleaning the temple, the puja room, everything. And they just clean the whole place up. And then he sees, as it was, early morning, and suddenly three beautiful looking goddesses, absolutely dressed in pristine white garments, walking out. So he gets a shock of his life. Oh my God, who are these now? I saw very ugly looking, dirty, clothes. The clothes were very dirty and ugly looking people walking in. Three women walking in, and now three goddesses are walking out. He was a little confused. And then he just followed them. And what happens? He saw them, each one entering into the Ganga river, and they merged in that. So then he says, I want to know who these are. So he goes to the river Ganga, and then he prays to her and says, I want to know who you are. Can you please tell me? And he very sincerely prays. And that time goddess Ganga comes out and then says, tell me, what do you want to know? So he says, look, last night I was waiting here, I was resting here, I was waiting near the ashram. I saw three of you going very, in dirty clothes, ugly looking, and then I saw you all cleaning the ashram, and in the morning I saw three goddesses beautifully coming out of the Kukud Swami's ashram. I want to know what this is and who you are. And then goddess Ganga says, you know what? The only way for us to purify our sins is when we serve in the Guru's ashram. It is not we who redeem the sins of this world. It is only when we serve the Guru, the real master, when we do service unto him, that is when he removes all our karma, our sins. We are purified. That is why it is said, when the holy feet of the Guru, the great Gurus, the real master is dipped in Ganga, is when she is purified. It's not the other way around. And that is the greatness of the great master. Every time when my Krishna Guruji visits any temple, or when he dips his feet in any of these holy rivers, he's bestowing the grace upon them. He's purifying that place. He's sanctifying it. He's establishing the divinity back again. Similarly, when he enters any temple, it is not necessary for him to go anywhere. But when he goes into any of the temple, that place, that temple becomes holy because his feet is touched that place. He goes to sanctify and establish the divinity in that place. You need to understand this. This is the greatest truth that one has to understand. And when you drink the teeth, the holy water, which is washed the Guru's feet, that contains the highest purity that you can ever get, which will purify your internal being, your mind, your heart. And then it is mentioned here, moksha comes home quite imperceptibly, means you don't even know, you can't perceive it, it just comes to you. That is the greatness of this Guru's feet. The greatness of the Guru's feet is least understood by anybody today. Everyone take it for granted. When you have such a great Guru in your life, you need to be thankful to him. Catch his holy feet. It is extremely important that you seek his grace and catch his holy feet. Never leave his holy feet. That is why we say lotus feet of the great master. He's the Guru, he's the Parabrahma himself. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. Never discount your Guru, the greatness of a Guru. What his feet brings to you. And imagine when he goes to anybody's home, when he visits that place gets sanctified. He removes all the sins from there. He removes all the calamities. This is the greatness, but never judge him. Do not go by his appearance, how he appears. He might be wearing a tattered clothes. He might be appearing ordinary human being. Baba was wearing, that kafni, long kafni, which was torn. But don't underestimate who Baba was. This is the greatness of this great master. Beware. So coming back, only when the Guru bestows favor will the worldly life be happy. You need to understand this. Things will happen which would never have happened normally. And in half a second, he will take you to the shore beyond. Oh my God. Only when the Guru bestows favor will the worldly life be happy. Please understand one very important lesson here. The Guru, when the gods get angry with you, the Guru can save you. Nobody can come in front of a Guru. But if your Guru is angry, no God can save you. And here it is mentioned, only when your Guru bestows favor will the worldly life be happy. But in your world, if you don't want the Guru, you have not taken the blessings of your Guru, how will you be happy in your worldly life? You can never be. You know why? Because the Guru pushes all the calamities away. He doesn't allow any of the karma come and touch you. There is a firewall around you. That is called the Guru's grace and blessing. Things will happen which would have never happened normally. The reason for certain things to happen in your life is only because of the Guru's grace. People think, there are a lot of people, I've experienced this, I've seen for last 12 plus years. There are so many different students, disciples, many people, they might be even ordinary people. They come to my Guruji will bestow grace, he will do everything. But at the end of the day, they will think that it has happened because of them. And they are very much deserving. They don't understand why this is happening here. Baba has very clearly explained. Please remember this word. Embed it in your heart. Only when the Guru bestows favor will the worldly life be happy. And in a half a second, he will take you to the shore beyond. Things will happen which would have never happened normally otherwise. So, an example could be, in my own world, I have seen so many different, it's not miracles. I know it is my Guru's grace. My Krishna Guruji's grace. There is nobody who has given me what he has given me. There is nobody in this material world, not even this body's parents, relatives, friends, colleagues, you name it. Nobody can give what my Krishna Guruji has given me. He's given me that knowledge. The knowledge about the truth, the knowledge about the life. He has made me understand how to live a righteous life. He has taught me what God means. How do you become devoted to the God? He has taught me to be on the path of dharma. He's taught me what is my swadharma. All this knowledge can only be given by the great master. Nobody else can give. And he's taken care of me, and everybody else has his own child. Yes, when we make mistake, he beats us up. Only so that we don't commit that mistake, don't commit that karma, don't commit that error, so that we can evolve becoming divine. To live his word is the highest guru dakshina that anyone can offer to him. Every knowledge that he is imparted, he wears himself out. He absolves our karma. That is the greatness of our guru. He ensures nothing shall happen to us in our material world. He always ensures that we are happy. But have you ever cared about, Guruji, are you happy? What can we do to serve you? But we are all ungrateful creatures. We always want to pain the master by disobeying him and not living his teachings. This is what happens to human beings. Wake up. It is better late than never. Even today you can wake up and become this. Become grateful. Become your good self, and things will work magic in your world. He's ever forgiving. He doesn't hold anything against you. Please understand, the only thing he cares about is giving you that spiritual being. But when you discard him, his Maya will rule the world. There will be no grace. This is exactly what it's mentioning. Only when the Guru bestows favor will the worldly life be happy. Happy means what? It is not about, the state of happiness. It means you will be contented. You will have everything will be sinless. There will be no karmic attachment to that, because what he bestows will be pure. There will be no karma attached to that. That is when you can do well in your life, not otherwise. And we all think many a time, oh, this has just come to me. I have got this on my own. I have put a lot of effort. I have got this recognition. Everything, whatever that comes to you, whether it is good, bad, everything is only because of the grace of the master. But understand, anything bad happening, that is pure karma. But all the good that happens to you, only with the grace of the God, nobody else. God means the Guru himself. His grace is on you. Though so much of this Poti has been narrated, yet the story has only been told in a condensed form. Oh, how much of Sai's unfathomable glory can I narrate? Actually, very true. What Hemad is saying is so true. How much can you say that? We are all lost in our material worldly existence. How much glories are there? But we don't want to pay heed. Today, my Krishna Guruji, when he keeps saying, that, I'm enough, I am fed up, I don't want to teach anymore, I am withdrawing myself. Why do you think he's saying that? Because nobody is living his teachings, nobody is following, everybody is lost in their own world. They all want to go and get attracted to lust and greed, and in their own way. Nobody cares about the great master. Yesterday I was sitting and talking to him, and I was mentioning this. Krishna Guruji, what is this? Today so many students came, they learned whatever they have to learn, and they all went away. They've gone in their own world. Everybody is going in their own world. What is this? Where is this devotion? Where is the devotees who will just be devoted to you? What is this world heading towards? I was very disturbed. It doesn't matter to him. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa ji for many years was asking Kalima, where are my devotees? I am waiting for them. Waiting for what? To impart this knowledge, to impart the truth, to put them on the path of dharma. That is why these great masters have manifested, to ensure he, redeems at least one being. He can take them out of that, material worldly bondage. But today nobody is interested. Nobody wants that grace. I feel so troubled. God is standing in front of you, yet you don't have the eyes to recognize him. But you want to get attracted in this, enticement of Maya, the lust and greed. It is not going to give you anything, only destruction, only pain. That is what you will end up living. Why do you need that? When you have this great Guru in your life, value it. Don't lose this opportunity, that God-given opportunity, that grace. Do not discard it. It is very, very difficult to get that grace, but it's easy to discard. There are many students who went away. What use is this human birth if you leave that one opportunity, God-given opportunity? Wake up now. That divine figure of Sai is lost, whose darshan always brought great satisfaction, whose company meant the enjoyment of greatest happiness, as he liberated us from the fear of worldly life. Absolutely. See, today they are talking after Sai Baba is gone, but they did not pay heed to everything Baba taught. This is the problem. It'll be too late. When my Krishna Guruji is gone, then people will wake up and come slowly one by one. But today when he is alive, nobody wants to make use of that opportunity to learn from him and evolve on the path of spirituality. Everybody wants to live in their ego, arrogance, mind, body, senses, attachment, bondage, all the evil propensities. Can we not rise? Can we not practice the beautiful, lessons that is being imparted? The pearls of wisdom, all this gem, the profound truth, the priceless knowledge is being imparted to us. We have done some good merit to have this grace, and let us take that grace and go ahead. Gone is that radiant form of Sai that induced us to follow the spiritual path, who turned us back from Maya and delusions and brought us our greatest welfare and security. Absolutely. See, this is what the great masters wear out and do to every one of us. He's saying, gone is the radiant form of Sai that induced us to follow the spiritual path, who turned us back from Maya and delusions, who protected us from Maya and delusions and had put us on our spiritual path and brought us our greatest welfare and security. But we are not bothered about it. Lost indeed is that figure of Sai, because of whom there was no fear of worldly life, but an awareness of a spiritual way of life prevailed, and we developed a fortitude in the face of trouble. Absolutely. You know what? The gurus teach you how to face life, how to face fear. He doesn't tell you fear, because he tells you this worldly life is unreal. Whatever that you experience is nothing but Maya and delusions. So where is the question of fear? He teaches you how to have fortitude, forbearance, and not get carried away with what happens. But it's a process. He teaches you. And imagine today, when he's gone, then who's going to give you this knowledge? And why are you wasting that time that you have with him? Don't waste, because then tomorrow you're going to regret and repent. That is what happens. And then he's gone away. Then where is this guru? Today you have the holy feet to hold it. Why are you missing that opportunity? The same holy feet, which with just magic. The entire knowledge of this universe, the truth rests at the holy feet of the guru, the great master. Such is the greatness of his feet. It burns every karma. The way, wherever the feet of the great master falls, there it turns everything into gold. There is grace, there is goodness, everything he confers on that place, on that planet Earth. We must be very fortunate to have him in our life. So do not waste this one God-given opportunity. Leaving behind his own figure in our memory to meditate upon, Sai has gone to his eternal abode, ending his avatar on this earth. Truly inconceivable is his state of yoga. No sooner was the mission of his incarnation fulfilled than his mortal coil has disappeared from our sight. Yet his memory will be revived at every step by this book, which is a literary embodiment of Baba. It is very sad. He comes for a mission, he finishes, and he leaves this mortal coil. There's no use. But you know what? We only live in our memory, remembering all those moments. But we don't value when he's there with us. That is a sad part of life. Wake up now. Don't waste it. It will become too late before you realize it. Today God has given you that opportunity. Why do you want to destroy? You want to cut your own legs, with your own hands? Why are you doing that? They say, no, the elephant will, put mud on its head. Why do you want to be that elephant? Wake up now. Don't live in regret tomorrow. Besides, the concentration that the mind gains on listening to his stories, the peace born thereof, is simply indescribable in words. All you listeners, you are wise, and before you, I am of slight knowledge. But this is a sacrificial offering of speech to Sai. Absolutely. The words are of his wisdom. Nobody can give this knowledge. This body is not capable of it, but it is just the word of the Guru. Give this satsang, or you write my stories, is good enough. The words will flow from your mouth. The hand will write on its own, but it is he who gets it done. We are nothing but mere instrument in the hands of the divine. Hence, rever it gratefully. Please rever it gratefully. This sacrificial offering of words is beneficial, and Sai, who knows his mission, is getting it done through me. The all-knowing listeners know this very well. After making obeisance at Sai's feet, first, he who listens to these auspicious and purifying tales with a concentrated mind, the devotee who, being most eager to attain his own weal, listens to these nectar-sweet tales with devotion and single-minded concentration. His cherished ends will be accomplished by Sai. His worldly and spiritual ends will be fulfilled. In the end, he will thus get fulfillment. His service will never go waste. Please understand one thing. No matter what effort you put in, your spiritual world will never go waste. One thing my Guruji has always taught, my Krishna Guruji, and that is from Bhagavad Gita. Lord Shri Krishna says, look, whatever effort that you put, you are going to get that results. Whatever the results might be, you will still get the benefits of it. So why bother? So put that effort. The service that you do unto the Guru, it's not going to go waste. He will always confer the blessings upon you. He's giving you that opportunity. Please understand, the great masters are not any mere mortal human beings who are very cheap. What they do, they will never even speak. You will not even know things that they can do for you. Very quietly. They don't have to say anything to you. They don't have to say what they do, what they bless upon you. They know your past, your present, and your future. They will avert everything that is going to befall you and protect you and confer everything that is important to you in your life. No calamity shall ever befall such a devotee. Please understand, such is the greatness of this Guru Seva. His service will never go waste. Please understand, the great masters is very benevolent, compassionate. They are very kind. You might do whatever you might want to do, but they will teach you, yet they have no bad will for you. They'll always mean good for you. This is the truth which Baba is mentioning here. At the end of the 44 chapters, when the story of Sai's Niryan has also been listened to towards the end, yet the progress of this Pothi still continues. This is a mystery no one fails to understand. In the previous chapter, the account of Sai's Niryan has been completed in its proper order. Still, Sai's Leela knows no rest, even for a moment, like the insect Kateen. And if you go to see, this is not really surprising, for the Niryan is only for the body, while the Sai is beyond birth and death and continues to dwell in the unmanifest as before. The body has gone and so has the form, but he still remains in the unmanifest just as he was. Absolutely. The master is not gone anywhere. He's all pervading, omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. He's always there with you. But it's your faith which will make you see him and experience him and know that he's there constantly with you. He has just left this body and gone. But please understand, when you have the grace to be with him, do not destroy that moment. Everyone knows of his Leela, which continue even after his abandoning the body. And as for narrating them, they are also unlimited in number. But to avoid lengthening this book, we will just take from them their essence and present it to the listeners. Blessed is our good fortune that at the same time that Sai incarnated, we too had his holy company easily and repeatedly. But in spite of this, if we did not renounce the worldly life, if we did not nurture the love for God, can there be a greater fall? Very true, very important question. Even after being with your Guru, even after having this great company, but in spite of all this, if we did not renounce the worldly life, if we did not nurture the love for God, can there be a greater fall than this? Absolutely, a very important question which each one of you must ask yourself. To have all the bodily organs filled with Sai devotion is the true Sai worship, or else the eyes may be gazing at Sai's form, but the speech fails as the mouth will not open. Absolutely. The ears may be listening to Sai Kirtan, but the tongue is busy savoring the sweet mango juice, and the hands may be touching Sai's sacred feet, but they may be finding the touch of the soft mattress just irresistible. What does it mean? See, all our senses have to be used in the service of the divine. But even if you might be pressing the feet of your Guru, but your mind is somewhere and it is only feeling the feet of the mat or the mattress over there, then what is the use of the touch that you're doing, service, pressing the feet of your guru. What is the use then? If your mind is somewhere else and you can't develop this devotion, then there is no use. That is exactly what Hemad is mentioning. And I'll reread this. The ears may be listening to Sai Kirtan, but the tongue is busy savoring the sweet mango juice. If you're listening to the beautiful stories and kirtans about the God, but you're eating something and enjoying, are you actually listening? No, you're not. And the hands may be touching Sai's sacred feet, but they may be finding the touch of the soft mattress just irresistible. This is a very important question to ask yourself. If you can't understand this, then what is the point in pressing the holy feet of your guru? No point. You don't understand the relevance and importance of that. This is exactly what Hemad is saying. What use is it if you do not understand? It might be, you might be pressing the sacred feet of your Guruji, but they might be finding the soft touch of the mattress just irresistible. Means you are attracted to the material world, and that is so irresistible. You can't, you're falling for it. But what use is it? Even after the sacred feet of your God Almighty is in your hand, but yet it's not doing nothing to you. Ask this question. Can he become a true Sai devotee? Exactly. Can you ever be a true devotee of the God? You must ask this question to yourself. Nobody else can answer this but except you alone. Who can bear to be away from Sai even for a moment? Can he be considered as attached to Sai's feet? Who is not detached from the worldly life? Ask this question yourself. I cannot answer for anybody. This is a question we all have to ask ourselves. A woman will bow respectfully to anyone else, coming her way other than her husband, looking up him as her father-in-law or brother-in-law or a brother. Such is the unswerving mind of a chaste, dutiful wife who never abandons her home but has boundless love for her husband, who is her one refuge in her lifetime. Such a chaste, virtuous, saintly wife never imagines anyone else as her husband or thinks of taking his darshan. It simply means that you need to have single-pointed devotion. It is an example given of a wife, a chaste wife, who is very devoted only to her husband and who will bow to everybody else and worship her husband as is the God Almighty. And Lord Dattatraya's mother, Anusuya, and Atriya Muni, his father. Anusuya was the chastest woman who existed at that time, and she had the powers even greater than all the goddesses, and that is how they put the test. I've already narrated the story, and when we will do this story again when we do Guru Charitra, but I'm not going to go into the story, but just giving an example. She worshipped Atriya Muni as God himself. Her devotion was so high. She was known as for her pati vrata. It's a word. They say, you worship your husband as the God himself. And she was so chaste that her actions, her everything was perfect. And that is why Lord Dattatreya was born to them. He was blessed by all the Trimurtis. That is Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. She was so chaste, and this is an example given of how you need to have devotion to the Lord, just like Anusuya, who worshipped her God in her husband. Similarly, we as a devotee should revere our Guruji, our God, as the only thing in our life, nobody else. That is the bond you need to have. Such a chaste, virtuous, saintly wife never imagines anyone else. She has nobody in her thought. She cannot even think of anybody. Her is a single pointed devotion or as her husband or thinks of taking his darshan. So she doesn't want to take anybody else's darshan. In her mind, body, senses, everything is only filled with that one being, and that is called her husband. That is her highest form of devotion. Such is the devotion we need to develop. This is what it means. To her own husband is the one and the only one with whom no one else can ever be compared. For him alone is her steadfast love, and so also is the love a disciple feels for his guru. This is what is very beautifully explained here. Single-pointed devotion. You cannot have anybody else, your mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, nobody. Single-pointed devotion, like how This chaste woman only thinks about her husband as the only object in her life. Likewise, and so also is the love of a disciple should be feeling for the guru, for his or her guru. A disciple's love for his guru is compared to the steadfast love of a chaste wife for her husband. But the disciple's love towards the guru has no limit. Only the true disciples knows his greatness. Absolutely true. Till you don't go deeper, deeper, deeper in that love. See, the love for your guru should grow every second of your life, every moment in time, because he's Atanga Sagar, limitless. He's the supreme ocean of love. How much deep can you swim? And it has to grow every minute. There is no limit. It is very clearly mentioned here. See, I am not talking this scripture. Sai Baba is saying this. Please understand, this is a profound truth. What does it mean to have Guru Bhakti? But the disciples' love towards the Guru has no limit. Only the true disciples knows its greatness. And only when you are a true disciple, you will understand its greatness. And this lesson will come to each one when you evolve on that path. But when you disregard, nothing can come to you. Let me tell you this much. And then those who are of no help even in the worldly life, of what help can they be in the spiritual life? Be it the father-in-law or a son or a daughter or a son-in-law or even one's own wife, you can be sure of none. Absolutely true. Please underline this verse. Mother, father will shower love and affection on one's own son, will have an eye on the wealth. Wow, this is the worldly truth. The wife will shed tears for her husband's long life, but there is no companion in spiritual life. Again, I'm going to reread this. Mother, father will shower love and affection. One's own son will have an eye on the wealth. He is not bothered about mother, father. And mother, father will shower love on their own son because they believe they are given birth. They own. According to them, it's my son. I have given birth. I'm sorry, nobody you have given birth to. The one who has given birth to is the Almighty Lord. And what makes you think that this is your father, mother, brother, sister? Nobody is going to be there. This is the material worldly truth. And one's own son will have an eye only for the wealth. He doesn't care about mother, father. Are you alive? Are you dead? Are you sick? No, only when they need money, they will come and stand in front of you. They will make a phone call. They will send you a message. I want the money. I want to buy house. I want money so that I want a better life. Give me my share. What is my share, your share? Have you earned? You have not earned anything. Please understand, nobody has to give, nobody owes anything to anybody. The only thing everybody owes to is the Lord Almighty, because He's the one who's bestowed upon you everything in this world. The wife will shed tears for her husband's long life, but there is no companion in spiritual life. In spiritual life, there is no companion. The only companion is your Guru, is your God Almighty. And He's the one who's taking you ahead on your path of spirituality. Please understand, this is the truth of the material worldly life, and that is called Maya. And don't get entangled into this. It is not going to do you any good in this world, nor in this life, nor any other life. If one concludes on careful thought as to who then remains, who can help attain spiritual progress, the answer that remains in the end is you yourself. Absolutely. This is the supreme truth. I'm going to reread this again. Listen very intently. If one concludes on careful thought as to who then remains who can help attain spiritual progress, the answer that remains in the end is you yourself. If you do not care about your own welfare, who else can care? The Guru, the great Guru Ma, the Guru Mother is only there. He can show you the path, but you have to walk that path on yourself. But if you disregard and if you reject that and go back in the material world, nobody can save you. Even God cannot save you. And then you are left with your own destiny and your own karma. And then you are the one who is going to suffer. And do not disregard this truth. Again, this is mentioned. This is supreme truth. Baba is mentioning. Every scripture talks this truth. And if you do not awaken now, there is no redemption from anything. Please understand. Guru Bhakti is the most important thing. And very importantly, Baba, in one of the chapters, what is the purpose of human birth, he has mentioned a very important lesson. And that lesson is, you know what he says? He says, what is the service that you can do? The highest thing that you can give your mother. You know, what is that? Spiritual will. How you can give? When you attain the spiritual will. The mother who has borne you for 9 months, she has suffered and she has given you birth. That pain, whatever she has gone through, right, to give you birth, you're ruining that and destroying it. You're not only giving you yourself the karma, you're also giving them, putting them in that. The only thing that you can confer, if you want to ever repay your mother, the worldly mother, the spiritual will is what you can give her. And that is the highest thing that you can give. If you're a good son or a daughter, this is what you can give your parents. Redeem them. Give them that spiritual will by you attaining it. And how you can do? You yourself have to walk that path. Blessed is he who, discriminating between the transient and the eternal, gives up the desire for the fruit in this world and the next, and also practicing the 6 basic disciplines of Shama, Dhamma, Niyama, all that, etc., finally attains moksha. Again, I've already explained, we began the chapter with the first verse was how the Guru worship is greater than even moksha. Why? Because only through Guru Bhakti you can attain everything. Why do you need moksha? You don't need any moksha. Giving up dependence on another, he who keeps a firm confidence in himself and girds himself for the effort, he alone will attain moksha. What does this mean? Don't have any dependence on anybody. When you have your Guru's grace, just follow the path that he has asked you to go. And when you do that, put your self-effort. This is exactly what Lord Shri Krishna has taught in Bhagavad Gita, Uddhav Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Self-effort is the only way. You know, uplift yourself by your own effort. Empower yourself. You are your best friend and you are your worst enemy. And if you listen to your mind and think that there are, dependence on some other in this world trying to do something, you are not going to attain any spiritual will. He who keeps a firm confidence in himself, because the God lives within you. Awaken that. Go on the path of spirituality and girds himself for the effort. You have to put the effort. Without effort, nothing is going to come to you, no matter who it is, whether it is me, anybody in this world. Nobody can get the spiritual will. Lord Shri Krishna has very clearly explained in Bhagavad Gita. You have to put your own effort. Self-effort is the only way out. You're your own best friend and you're your own worst enemy. I live in you, but effort is yours. You think when God is within you, He's guiding you. Why do you think you can't put the effort? Effort is what He wants to see. Lord Shri Krishna will never give you spiritual lean like that. This is not something that you can attain so easily in this world. So wake up. Put effort. He alone will attain the moksha. When you put effort, only those who put effort can attain moksha, not anybody else. Brahman is eternal. The world is transient. Guru is the only true Brahman. Guru Sakshat Para Brahma. Please understand, Guru is the only true Brahman and not the fake Gurus. By the way, there are too many fake Gurus in this world. You want to go, please go fall in the ditch. Nobody cares about it. But that is, yet I am only talking about the real master here. Guru is the only true Brahman. Abandon the transient. Abandon what is temporary, what is transient. For Guru alone is worthy of being meditated upon. Such a constant feeling is the only means of spiritual progress. Dhyana moolam Gurur Murti. Puja moolam Gurur Padam. Mantra moolam Gurur Bhakyam. Moksha moolam Gurur Krupam. And abandon the transient, for Guru alone is worthy of being meditated upon. Nobody else is worth. Don't get emotional and attached to the material worldly objects. Not worthy at all. That is exactly what is being mentioned here. Such a constant feeling is the only means of spiritual progress and there is no other way. By abandoning the transient, detachment is generated. What is generated? Detachment. Most important criteria to, the basic foundation of spirituality. Dispassion, detachment and discrimination. If you're attached, people will emotionally blackmail you and you will fall in the ditch. So where is detachment going to come? On the contrary, you're going to go doubly get attached and you're going to go away from the spiritual path. And be aware. This is called Maya. By abandoning the transient, detachment is generated. The universal consciousness of the Brahman fills the Sadguru and the presence of God is felt in all the living creatures. This is called the worship of non-duality. Again, I will explain this. The universal consciousness of Brahman fills the Sadguru. Who is the Sadguru? Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. You know what? I am tired. Today if you wake me in the mid of night, even in my deep sleep, I only keep saying Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti. I keep saying Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. What is the point? I become like a parrot talking the same thing. Has it entered your brain? Ever little bit? Please let me know. Huh? You can send me a message and let me know. If it is ever entered this much also, 0.00001% also has entered your brain, then honestly, I have done a great service to Sai Baba, and you have done a great service to yourself and everybody else, and I have done a service to my own self as well. And the presence of God is felt in all the living creatures. See God in everything. See God in everybody. This is again same. I have to repeat like a parrot, same thing over and over and over again, a billion, million, trillion times. But I know human nature. I am the dog's tail. Why should I change? I will not straighten myself out. This is called the worship of non-duality. Seeing God in everything. Experiencing oneness this entire universe. Know that whether out of fear or love, whoever meditates constantly upon whatever object, that meditator will become one with that object, as happened in the cases of Kamsa, Ravan, and the insect, who became Krishna, Ram, and the black bee respectively. Again, this is very beautiful. See, let me explain this. Know that whether out of fear or love, whoever meditates constantly upon whatever object, Kamsa was fearful of him being killed by Krishna, Lord Shri Krishna, and day and night his fear. Here it is mentioned, Lord Shri Krishna says, whether you want to reach me out of fear or love, but if you are constantly only thinking of me, you are only going to attain me. Then he becomes the object of your meditation. Kamsa was fearful that when is he going to come and kill him? So all he could think of Krishna. And out of fear, he attained Lord Shri Krishna. He became one with Lord Shri Krishna. Similar is the case with Ravana. He was fearful of Ram. And the only object of meditation for him was Ram. He was angry with Ram. But out of fear, he became Ram. He attained oneness with Ram and the black bee respectively. Who is the black bee? It is Lord Dattatreya's 24th principal guru, which was seeing that, and it became that black bee. This is what happens. So who is your object of meditation? If you are thinking about some woman, some mother, some father, brother, job, I don't know what else, and if you're lost in that, that is what you will attain. Then where is Lord? Lord is never attained. So it's very, very nicely explained here. Whether out of fear or love, if your object of meditation is that divine Lord Almighty, why not? Just attain Him. Sometimes there are times when people will not be angry with my Krishna Guruji. But you know what he says? It's actually very beautiful. And once I was telling my Guruji, even in angry, they're only thinking about you. And they say, I don't like you. But the constant thing is that they're only thinking about you in anger. But why do you need to attain him in anger? But yet they will attain you. They're so lucky to only keep thinking about you. But can you not attain him out of love? How sweet is to, be in love and then attain him in love. That is what you have to aim for. There should be single-mindedness in the meditation. Then there is no other means like meditation. He who does this sadhana on his own will uplift himself at once. Absolutely. So are you even putting little bit this iota of this effort doing this? Baba has very nicely explained. There should be single-mindedness in the meditation. Ekagrita, single-pointed devotion. Then there is no other means like meditation. He who does this sadhana on his own, you don't have to be, pushed to doing it. Do it on your own. Will uplift himself at once. Sometimes I'll tell my Krishna Guruji, my mind is I don't know what to do with it. It doesn't concentrate. I don't know what to do. And then one day my Guruji gave a very beautiful answer. He said, you know what? Just surrender to Lord Shri Krishna. Why are you worried? When you have to meditate, he will make you meditate. Just surrender to him. But most important, sadhana is a must. That doesn't mean that you can't sit every morning and not do meditation. You have to put effort. Someday it will happen, but don't go with the focus of I have to meditate. I have to that. Don't go do that. Sit in that ekagrita. Practice it. Sadhana is a must. And when you do that, someday it will happen. But don't bother about it when it has to happen, how it has to happen. That's none of your business. Just surrender. Then, how can there be birth and death here? The consciousness of life disappears and only the bliss of self-absorption is experienced. Then you experience that Sachidanand, Sat, Chit and Anand, truth, knowledge and bliss comes to you. Hence, go on repeating the name of your Guru. Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti, Puja Moolam Gurur Padam, Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam. So, the only thing, the name, hence go on repeating the name of your Guru. From it is born the highest bliss, and God is seen in all living beings. What can be the great significance of Naam other than this? That is why we say Hari Bol. And if you take the name of your Guru, nothing like it. Those who have the Guru, the grace of your Guru, chant his name ceaselessly and you will attain the highest bliss, and God will be seen in all living beings. What can be the great significance of Naam other than this? This is the highest one you can attain. To be able to see God in everyone, every living being. My Krishna Guruji will always say, someday you will have to get here, and that day you will become so calm and highest bliss will be there. Then you will not bother about what people say, people do. It will not matter to you at all. Today you are still in that yo-yo state. There will be no right and wrong. Everything is just that oneness. You will see God in everybody. Please understand, this world is Lord's Maya alone. So we have to respect, we have to accept everything and see God alone, Lord Shri Krishna in everything. And when you see that, then nothing will affect you. You'll know that this is all is Leela. But the truth is that you will understand that this is unreal. Everything that is created is unreal. What is happening to you is Maya. When you have this understanding, you will be in oneness with the divine and you will be detached completely. And that time you will have dispassion, detachment and discrimination. And what would you have attained? Absolute faith, complete surrender, unconditional pure love and exclusive devotion. And then you will have compassion, kindness, loving, forgiving, and you will be your good self. Benevolence is what you will grant. You will forgive everybody. That is why Jesus, when he was put on cross, he said, Father, please forgive them, for they do not know what they are committing. They are ignorant being. Such will be your greatness. That is why to be God is to be forgiving, and to be him, you have to be that highest goodness in this world. Forgive everybody. My Guruji will always say, show daya, show maya. Maya is not Maya, means mamta, love. Maya, you have to show love. Have daya. Be compassionate. Show they don't understand. They are ignorant being. Forgive them. This is the greatness of the Guru, the God. That is why he's called God. We are all, mortal beings. Become that. Evolve on the path. Baba is telling here. Every verse is talking that. It is so profound. I hope you understand. Today's lesson is a very, very important lesson. My sincere obeisance to him whose name has such greatness and power. I surrender to him single-mindedly with my heart, speech and action. I shall now narrate to the listeners a relevant story in this context. So, for your own benefit, listen to it with concentration. Everyone knows that late Kaka Dikshit used to read Eknati Bhagavat, a commentary on the 11th canto of the Bhagavat, every day by the command of Sai Samarth. One day, after the meal was over, Dikshit read the Poti, as was his daily practice at Kaka Mahajani's residence at Chowpatty in Bombay. As the listeners heard the most remarkable and interesting second chapter of the Eknati Bhagavat, their hearts were filled with peace and happiness. Kaka Mahajani, along with Baba's devotee Madhav Rao, sat listening with great concentration. Fortunately, the story too turned out to be fine and very sweet, so as to satisfy the fond desire of the listeners and create in them a love for God worship. And the sweet tale which has come up for narration is also the pleasing and instructive one of the 9 illustrious brothers Hari, Anta, Antariksha, etc., who have enhanced the glory of the Rishabh family. All the 9 of them were manifestations of God who had in them boundless peace and forgiveness. Listening to the power and glory of Bhagavad Dharma, King Janak became silent with wonderment. What is one's greatest weal? What is the highest devotion to God? How can Hari's Maya be crossed over easily? It is the Guru's feet which are most beneficial. Please understand, the only way to overcome all of these questions is only Guru's feet. The attachment to the lotus feet of your Guru. When you hold on tightly to firmly to your Guru's feet, that is the only way out. There is no other way out. I'm going to reread this verse so that you understand these questions, which is so important. It said, listening to the power of and the glory of Bhagavad Dharma, King Janak became silent with wonderment. What is one's greatest weal? It is the question you have to ask yourself. Number 2, what is the highest devotion to God? Most important. Number 3, how can Hari's Maya be crossed over easily? And the answer to all this is, it is the Guru's feet which are the most beneficial. When such is the feet with you, wherever it goes, it turns into gold. It removes the calamities. How much more greatness should I keep talking about the Guru's feet? I hope you understand this entire, the Sai Satcharita. We have done so much of them. The significance of the Guru's feet. And I'm telling you, when we do Sai Satcharita, in that also it is mentioned. What does the holy feet of the Guru signify? It's such a profound truth. And in Lord Shri Krishna's feet, there are certain marks. He's born with those marks like lotus, there is a fish, there is a bow, there is a half moon. They're all different marks which signifies the greatness of Lord Shri Krishna. When he walks and when his lotus feet touches on this earth, it creates magic. Such is the greatness. There's so much of holiness he brings in, and we don't value that feet. We look at that feet as something, oh, it looks so dirty, ugly. No, you don't understand the truth. And I will explain to you what the lotus feet of the Guru signify. What kind of marks are there in that? And there's a very beautiful story as well, how from the Lord Shri Krishna's feet, the water sprang up, holy Ganga water came out, and how the Radha Kund was filled with that water. Such is his divine Leelas. Similarly, even in one of the earlier chapters we have already studied, right? How to satisfy one of the devotees, the Ganga emerged from Baba's holy feet. Such is the great, power which exists with the Guru. You don't have to go to any pilgrimage. The Guru itself is a pilgrimage. All the gods and goddesses rest at the lotus feet of the Guru, and in the entire being of himself rests the entire universe. All the divinities rest there. Please know that if you disregard and disrespect your Guru, that is the greatest sin that you're ever committing. Never do that. Seek forgiveness and catch hold of his feet and seek pardon and ask for his grace. His grace is always ever overflowing, and his benevolence is always on your head, and he will confer that grace on your head. This is the truth of the greatness of the Guru's feet. And we're at the end of the hour. We'll stop here. We'll continue the story tomorrow. And tomorrow, the Sai Satcharita will be in the morning. So see you all tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Thank you for joining Sai Satcharita Parayan. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Om Shri Mahaganapate Namaha, Om Shri Gurudev Datta, Om Shri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Digambara Digambara, Shripad Vallabha Digambara. Om Shri Krishna Guru Nathanatha, Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Devi Durgaya Namaha, Om Shri Krishna Arpanam Namastu, Krishnam Vande Jagadguru.